Good afternoon, Deltona. I hope you're doing well today. It's a beautiful day in Deltona. I've had a good chance to get out around the city, and it's looking like everybody's out and about to enjoy the sunshine. That said, we've got a number of projects that we're doing this week, and for the next couple of weeks, every other week, you'll get a report back from the city detailing some of the specific things we're involved in. But coming up, remember, as hurricane seasons approach, we will have a hurricane session where we will provide information about being prepared for the hurricane, as well as other things that are going on in the city. But at the same time, I want to report that we've been successful in obtaining funding from the Florida legislature for a number of projects, up to the tune of about $5 million that will cover many of the projects we're involved in today. But keep your eye on our bi-weekly report, and we'll try to keep you up to speed on what's happening in our community. Have a great day, and look forward to seeing you next time.
All right, we're out here at Manny Rodriguez Park today. We're beautifying the situation out here. We're painting the awnings. We're painting everything to match the new bathrooms. We've painted the tables. We're gonna paint the deck. We've painted the basketball hoops. We've painted the backboards. We've trimmed all the trees, pressure washed all the playground. We have an event coming up with hopefully a community event coming up where they're having some baseball people come out, and they're gonna have a little tournament out here. So we decided to go ahead and realign all the bases and get everything square and true the way it's supposed to be, and clean up all the edges out there on the baseball field. Behind me is a sod cutter. We're cutting the lips out. We're gonna takes about 1.5 inches of sod out. You can either reuse it elsewhere or use it to take the weeds out. In this particular instance, we're cleaning up the edges with it.
Deputy Chief William Swisher. I'm with Deltona Fire Department in Florida, Central Florida, located between Orlando and Daytona Beach, Florida. We're at Frazier, where we just bought this brand new unit. It's going to be going to FDIC and showcasing there. So if you want to see a beautiful unit, go to FDIC this year. Our unit, as you can see, is designed for ALS capability that we have in Deltona. We also do fireside, so on one side of the ambulance you'll see fire, and on the other side you'll see EMS compartments. And we built this unit from the inside out, meaning that we wanted to build it for the patient first. So we kind of built from the stretcher out to make sure that everything is more feasible to use on the inside for the comfort of our customers. So I'll take you through the unit right now. Obviously in the cab, typical cab inside. We have a post for our MDT. We have our console, pretty typical inside. Inside the unit, we have the Striker power load. The stretcher's not in it right now, but that's the Striker power load system so that our employees don't have to suffer with back injuries as much from lifting patients all the time. It'll do all the work for them and lift it into the units itself and make it a lot easier for patient care. It's also center mounted mostly. It's a little bit canted to the left, but it's mostly a center mounted stretcher so you can work on both sides. We have a double-sided CPR seat, so you have plenty of room on that side, and we have plenty of room on this side. We're not able to carry 2 adult patients laying flat, but we are able to carry a laying flat patient on the stretcher and 2 upright patients on the bench seat, or we could also put a pediatric patient flat on the bench seat if we had to by adding those extra seat belts that we have in there on the side. Other than that, plenty of compartment space. As you can see on that compartment that's up right now, it's got the inventory style doors where you can open the whole thing and do inventory a lot easier that way. That's a nice feature to have. We also have our UV light on the top that we disinfect the ambulance with, and we also have the airclave system, which you can't see, but there's a nozzle in here. And after bad calls, especially COVID or anything like that, or messy trauma calls, we can aeroclave the whole unit with a vital oxide spray. Also in the air conditioner unit is a UV light itself, so it disinfects the air as it runs. And that's pretty much it. We're back to the front of the truck. I hope you guys can come see us at FDIC.
Hurricane disaster funds are available. There are still funds available for residents needing to make repairs to their homes. Community Development will hold a series of community meetings over the next couple of weeks to receive input from the residents as to the greatest needs here within the city of Deltona. Please go to deltonafl.gov.
Economic development is working to bring the city's ecotourism industry back to pre-hurricane levels. Staff met recently with our federal partners to discuss funding opportunities to help rebuild Thornby Nature Park and some of our other nature parks within the city. These are the ones that were damaged during the 2022 hurricane season.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm with the City of Deltona Animal Control, and I'm telling you a little bit about our two sandhill cranes, Bonnie and Clyde, that sustained some pretty bad injuries. We believed one was hit by a car. We were able to watch her and make sure that she was progressing, and she was able to walk on that eventually. She couldn't at first, but after a little while she was able to walk on it. And then our male Clyde, unfortunately, he got his nose stuck on like a braces band. It's a little tiny rubber band, and when he poked his nose into the ground, it got infected and it kind of swelled up and it became a lot of scar tissue to where it was falling off. When it was falling off, it was super, super heavy for his head, so we saw him laying his head down, not moving as fast, couldn't keep up with the other birds. We tried to catch him for multiple weeks and we really couldn't. Our throw net, he was just too fast for us. He kind of got used to us being there. We had the privilege of working with Tom Scotty, who came out and had a net gun, and he was able to get him down and the beak removed. Ever since then, he's been out and about, playing in the water with his mate, but now he's doing better in the wild.
The City of Deltona will host a workshop for residents to inform them about available federal funding for those homeowners that may be prone to flooding. We will host a workshop on Thursday, May 18th between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. And for those residents who may not be able to attend in person, we will provide a meeting invite for them to attend virtually. In addition, a licensed engineer will be on hand to discuss floodproofing strategies and material options to assist residents with future flood risks. Things to know. These grant programs are not emergency recovery or repair programs. They are a process to make communities more resilient to future disasters. With any of these grant programs, residents may be required to contribute up to 25% of the overall project cost. Individuals and businesses must apply through an eligible subapplicant. Eligible subapplicants include local government, state agencies, tribal governments, and private non-for-profit organizations. Individual resident mitigation projects could be grouped together with similar projects under the same grant to potentially increase cost effectiveness.
Our engineering staff will be out and about making contact with both private and public developers to make sure that their sites are safe and secure and that they have prepared to implement their hurricane preparedness plan that was approved by the City of Deltona prior to commencement of construction. Our GIS coordinator begins assimilating maps that are used should the city be activated at the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center. These maps are paramount because there are staff that are not as quite familiar with all 500 miles of roadway, all the properties that we have throughout the city, and this helps them get a visual of where things are, and it also allows staff to monitor and track where we've had calls for service. Our stormwater staff, under the direction of our stormwater manager, at the beginning of the hurricane season, starts taking action to control volumes of water in lakes, ponds, and other bodies of water that we have control over. There are areas that we do not have jurisdictional control over, but those that we do, we start looking at how we can lower those volumes so that we have additional capacity should we be impacted by a flood event. Our operations division includes fleet, field, and traffic. Our fleet staff maintain every piece of equipment that we have here in every vehicle in the City of Deltona. They start looking at all of our emergency equipment, whether those are generators, whether those are chainsaws that are specifically used should we be deployed for an emergency. In addition, our field personnel maintains over 500 miles of roadway. That includes the right-of-way, and that right-of-way has vegetation. So they start looking at the vegetation to determine if there's anything that is dead, dying, diseased, or impacted that may fall or out into the right-of-way, causing a road blockage or impact to any of our infrastructure. And traffic undertakes evaluation of our emergency generators that are deployed to all of the traffic signals that we have control over, so that we always have power, or we can get power back to those quickly. In addition, they have signs that are ready, detour signs, roads underwater, safety cones, barricades, and those are ready to be deployed should we have any areas of the city that is impacted that require that. So that's just a quick brief on how we get ready for the hurricane season. Again, it is similar to everything that we've done in the past. We are a little more aware of some areas that might be impacted based on last year's event, but by no means does that mean we do not pay attention to the city as a whole. Thank you and have a good day.
Hey Deltona, Joe Ruiz, Planning and Development Services Interim Director here. We've got many things going on in the city. Last you heard from our department and the city manager's report, we were working on many projects within the Deltona Village, PUD and just the activity center, as well as Halifax. The city has had the meeting that was referred to in that update with the county, Orange City, the land, in regards to the activity center update to the, or just review, traffic review for the area. And so we're still working on that and moving forward and gaining traction on that. Currently also, one of the biggest updates we have is the Panda Express. You heard it, Panda Express has submitted their application. It will be within the Deltona Village BPUD. So that'll be going side by side with Starbucks within that area there. So as we all know, many things are going up, many things are under construction. And staff is reviewing many projects, and so we're excited to just see the development that's coming in, and as a staff just review it so that we are planning correctly for our city and the needs that we all have. So thank you for your time, and see you next time.
Stay tuned for the next City Manager's Report.